Hey, what is up everybody? My name is Chad, and this week, it's finally time. I've talked about it a ton, and I have a hard time watching the video myself, but it is time to talk about my bicycle accident. For those of you who don't know, I was in a pretty severe bike accident my first trip here to Japan. I'm fine now. It's okay. I mean, I have a pretty deviated septum that makes life a little bit more difficult, but other than that, I hope physically I'm okay. Now you might be asking yourself, hey Chad, how did you come up with pictures like this and this? Well, long story short, Japan, everything's on the left. You walk on the left, you ride the escalator on the left, you ride your bike on the left. Also on the left side, there are these green lanes that are specifically only for bikes. So now I was commuting to school and I wanted to film it for you guys. So I actually put a little camera on the front of my bike, which is why at the end of this video, you guys are gonna see the bike crash yourself. And it was very busy because everyone's walking to school and to work and whatever else that they were doing. And I was just on my little mamachari, it's just a little typical grandma looking bike. And I was on the left side and then on the green. And so I was going down this thing that I went down every single day, that I've been going down every single day for I think it was like 3.5 weeks at that point. And I basically went under an underpass, you guys will see it in the video. And when I finally get to the other side, another guy comes pounding down way too fast on the wrong side of the street and on the wrong green thing. So he's supposed to be on the other side, but he was coming down my side. And we were both going, he was going downhill, so he was going super fast. And I was going uphill and trying to figure out what to do, and you guys will see what ended up happening. There's nowhere I could have gone that could have avoided this without hitting some people that were either on my right side or, pounding headfirst into the fence on the left and possibly going into oncoming traffic. So I remember still, I had to make this split decision. It was either, possibly hurt all these other people on the right side, no, I'll hurt myself on the left or kill myself going into traffic, or just hope he turns and or take it, basically. And I, in a split decision, decided just to, I guess, take it to the face, literally, as you guys can tell. Pretty much, I don't remember exactly what happened. I know, literally, our bikes hit almost like dead on, the tires did. I remember the bikes hitting super hard, and I remember going forward, and then my vision like tunneled down to a white spot and everything else was black. And then I remember it went dark, and even when it was still dark, I knew my eyes were open, but even when it was still dark, I felt getting like pulled because I felt my legs wrapped in the bike, and I remember getting yanked out of it, and then I heard him set the bike up, and that's when my vision started to kind of come back, and I was so out of it, I didn't really feel anything, and then I look down and I see there's just blood everywhere. There's blood everywhere. It's all over me. It's all over. And I thought I killed this kid. So I look up and I make sure he's okay. And he's just shaking. Like, he's covered in blood and shaking. And so I look at him and he looks totally fine. And so I go, wait. And I like touch my face. And it's the most searing pain I've ever felt in my life. And I look down and it's my blood. He's covered in my blood. He's fine. I took a handlebar, a bike, something, literally perfectly like this, and it completely knocked me out, and I guarantee you I was severely concussed because, I hardly remember anything, but what I do remember, so he pulled me out, and he's like trying to speak broken English, and I'm the one having to calm him down and go, in Japanese, I'm concussed, and my face is imploded, and I think I'm missing my teeth. Actually, I had a nurse later on check me, and she goes, it's a miracle you still have your front teeth, so hallelujah. But I'm like, calm down. Okay, how do I look? And he goes, okay. And I'm like, I know that's a lie, but I appreciate it. I remember some other dude walking by, because there were all these people walking by. None of them said anything. None of them did anything. Like probably 40 people in the span of this whole time. No one stopped and was like, okay, are you okay? But there was one dude who came back when I was like laying on the ground trying to like come back to my senses. And I guess he saw what happened and ran to a corner store and came back, and he had like tissue paper and was trying to have me dab the blood away, but I couldn't because it was hurting my nose too bad. And so he walked away, and then the kid kind of buggered off and like took his bike and went on his merry way covered in blood. And then I was stuck here, and I was like, I guess I'll just ride my bike home. And I kind of stand up and I'm all jacked up, and I make sure my legs aren't dislocated or broken and my arms aren't broken. And I grab the bike, and the entire front end on the bike is smashed in. It's unrideable. We actually ended up having to throw the whole bike away. it would have cost more to buy to fix it than to buy a new bike, so it wasn't even worth it. So now I'm like 4 blocks from home. I had to drag this bike, bleeding, unconscious, with all these Japanese people looking at me dragging a bike like I'm freaking Gollum, 4 blocks home just to get some help because I had to go up to some people that were helping me. Again, I don't name names on here, but you know who you are, and I'm very grateful that you're alive and you're awesome people. And I had to walk up 4 flights of stairs just to ring their bell and go, help! And they gave me some pain medicine and talked me down because I was having these severe, like going into shock, like panic attacks, like I thought I was gonna die. I remember laying down and I would literally, it wasn't even sleep, it was just going in and out of consciousness for a couple days. Like when I went to the bathroom to see if I was okay, my whole face, like you couldn't tell I had a nose. It was completely out here, and every 3 or 4 minutes my nose would gush with just like almost a comical amount of blood. Like I didn't know it bled that much. And I had this giant bruise all the way up and down here, and it went under my lip, and it was terrible. And then I remember, oh wait, I should probably tell my mom I'm alive. And so I had to do a really awkward phone call with her and my family, and it was just painful and sucked. And you know, that's the danger of riding bikes here. A lot of people I've seen in Japan don't ride on the right side of the road. They don't go the speed limit. They are supposed to be in the street, and they choose to not only ride on the wrong side, but also do it where there's other pedestrians and on the sidewalks. And so if you guys are thinking about riding your bike in Japan, you can. I'm not saying don't, but I'm saying be very, very aware and be careful. There are sucky people in every country. And so if you guys are not confident about riding in a certain place, walk your bike. Now, I'm not a public safety announcement person, so I'm going to leave that there. However, I know why you tuned into this, and that's to see the video, so I won't hold that off anymore. I will see you guys when you're done. I am going to warn you, quick disclaimer, it's graphic, it's scary. You don't see me immediately afterwards because the camera obviously kept rolling when I was unconscious, so I will end up speeding it up a bit till the very end to where it's all clicked off and stuff, and I will see you guys at the end of the video.
Aren't I supposed to be driving on the left, the green?
Yeah, we can drive at this green area.
Just an accident?
Yeah, I'm really sorry.
Don't worry. It's okay.
No,
It's okay. I'm fine. I'll be okay. Luckily, this is a crappy bike anyways. Shit. Alright.
Alrighty, if you guys liked that video, be sure, well, I don't know if you guys liked the video, but if you enjoyed the content, be sure to like it down below. It actually helps me tremendously. And if you guys want to see more videos like this about Japan culture, anything like that, be sure to subscribe to my channel. You get 2 videos every week delivered right to your face, one about Japan and the other one about me being a study abroad student in Japan. It's fun, it's cultured, it's bearded, it's a good time. Also, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, compliments, prayers are nice as well. Be sure to put them in the comment section down below. This was hard for me to edit and to make and to tell about, because right now I can smell blood in my nose because it's reminding me of that incident. So I would appreciate any encouraging words I can get on this topic. That's about it. I will see you guys on Saturday.